what you think right now in this moment is false. And I'm going to prove it to you. If you think back to the earliest you can remember, five, some people earlier, they say. So when you look back on it, think about something that you didn't understand. And now you understand. When you look back on that with that understanding, it literally changes that moment that you were really in, but it was different because now you're looking outside of it. Okay? So if you're looking outside of it, looking back at it, I like to think above. Maybe since everything's round out there, when things move, they don't go linear like we think of it. Time in our head, maybe it's like twist, like a spiral, but it's got two moving parts and they both twist like that. So, anyways, point is, I don't know why it just seems like it. Point is, when you look back on it, it changes, and in that moment, you change the past, and you were on a certain path then, and it changed when your understanding changed. It changed in this moment. Actually, this moment changes. Like this is a new idea or concept, unless you've thought about it. In which just it changes it just because you revisited it again. In 70 years, or 30 years, or 40 years, it's going to be different than this point of view. But you got to be either moving closer to the truth or away from the truth. You see, that's why I like cause and effect and polarity and stuff, because there's no arguing it. That's the truth. So when I look back at like JC, like Jesus Christ, he said you reap what you sow. And that is, to me, cause and effect. Talking about prayer and heaven is within, JC said. Not Paul, but JC. Words, from what I understand, were heaven is within. You can do miracles even greater or something like that. Because they were really impressed with him, but what if he was just a regular person that really attuned to things? Like, you got psychics and people that are wonderful at all kinds of things. And there's also an opposite of that. Without your opposite, you couldn't exist in this reality. You got to have an opposite. You got to have an up and down, left and right, in and out. Whisper, shout. Light, dark, black, white, whatever. Night, day. It's always got to have like a reflection almost. In the light, I think the light is just the truth. The light shining onto the mirror doesn't change. I mean, it did, like, hues of light changes, but itself, it doesn't change. It illuminates, even if we can't perceive the illumination, but animals can. They can see different, they got more rods. They can see different frequencies. They can hear them too, like dogs and whistles. Anyways, point is, male, female. There is one man and there is one type of woman. Or, I mean, there's one male and one female. There's masculine and feminine. And, anyways, oh my God. Point is those things don't change. Everything else kind of changes. So it's really not even that fucking serious, honestly. It's honestly not even that serious. But now, if you got something that you're invested in, it's serious business. I feel like as a man, I just really understood what honor was here the last few years, because it's not what you think. And when you get more understanding, it's going to be different. So, right now is really the only truth, is right now. And how you feel, feelings lie. Sometimes they tell the truth. It just really depends on what you choose to believe, and it can change even though you think it can't, except for things like death. But still, we don't even know what happens after this. We just know what we're told. JC said heaven's within. I mean, that's all I'm saying. Maybe the light, maybe when the sun dies, this reality dies or something. You know, and that type of light. I mean, we know there's other stars, but that type of light should exist anywhere. But how the fuck do we know? How do we really know, unless you've been up there and looked down at it, if the fucking Earth's flat or fucking round or pear? I know that at one time it was flat, and that was the truth. They'd hang your ass over that truth. You can say anything you want now, and they won't hang you. That's some serious fucking shit. You know what I'm saying? People want to talk about like owning and like none of that. They made all that shit up. Used to, you go stick out a claim and defend that fucking shit yourself. But what has happened is we fucked up, or our people fucked up. We didn't fuck up. We was dead. We were not born yet. But I like natural laws, and I like telling truth. And I lie to one person, maybe like somebody at work, if it's like something they don't need to know, or the law. They ain't really none of their business to be asking questions. Unless, you know, they need my help. And it's not with busting people, because I'd never fucking do that. I ain't gonna help you do your job. I will help you look for a kid that's missing, or a person, any person, really. I will. That's about all they fucking do, though. They don't even really like help besides charging people with shit. They don't really help nobody. Don't get your stuff back. You don't get your time back. Does nothing. They might get to pay you some restitution if their lawyer sucks. But that's the world. And I used to think as a child, by like saying, I don't have to follow the rules. I didn't agree to them rules. But the truth is, I agree to them every time I drive on the road or use a dollar bill, because that's what the rules say, and they're there. We just never learned them. You know what I'm saying? I see people popping up with like credit building companies, you know, a service. Keep doing that, dude. I'm not gonna hate on it, man. Fuck that. Keep doing that. Everybody should do something on the side. Why not? Let me go take a shower because I just worked all day. And my boots are shrunk because it's really fucking hot. 13 and 14 degree metal.